Welcome to the Formation Yap. I'm Jordan Lennox with JD Underwood, Cameron Cook, Justin Crawford. We've got Hungary this weekend, fellas. Budapest.
Monaco without the walls. This track is going to be a 2.7 mile track, 70 laps of racing. We've got 14 turns, 8 right-hand turns, 6 left-hand turns, and there's only 3 straights, but the longest one is just less than a half a mile. So there's a lot of cornering in here, not a lot of room for overtake. Hence, Monaco without the walls. And so your downforce is going to be a huge factor in this as far as the cornering goes. Qualification is going to be king.
Right, and I am so excited to not get to Monaco without the walls for the less overtaking, but I'm so tired of hearing about the battery deployment and the problems here. We know it's here.
Yeah, let's just turn
Okay, we're here now. We got to deal with it. Let's just get to some, at least hopefully some good racing. And Max Verstappen is going to give us a show.
Yep.
He makes overtakes. I think he did it in 2025 4 or 5 different times through the chicane. They're like, oh, you can't pass there. He does it. Then he does it again.
Stop me.
And he does it again. Right.
Do pass Kimi in Eau Rouge.
So we'll see what's going to happen this week in Hungary. And I'm excited to see it because last week in Silverstone,
As long as I'm paying the loan back, it's not a problem. You're triggering me.
the battery deployment, I'm so tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, so Mercedes, pretty much everyone with a Mercedes engine was having issues. Less Lando Norris because he had that upgraded spec engine, took the grid penalty. But overall, we just saw more of the same, unfortunately. Even Kimi, with all of his success, he just couldn't ink out that gap. Leclerc was on his tail. Max passed him once. But maybe we'll get a little bit better harvesting, a little bit better deployment this race because it's just it's not going to be as much passing. It's going to be more harvesting. So we'll see.
Well, let me ask you about this. So how do you feel about if we do see more of those battery issues, we're going to need power coming out of all these turns. And even though there's not a lot of straightaways, you still need power coming out of these turns. So if the Mercedes engine's power units don't have that power coming out of the turns, do you see more productivity out of Max or the Ferrari engines?
So historically speaking, Lewis and Max have done exceptional on this track. So it wouldn't be outlandish to say that we're going to expect a lot more of the same, right?
I think that Mercedes knows they have a problem. They came into the season with the best power unit, and with a week to fix the issues, even if they have to go back to a spec from 2 weeks ago, I think that they're going to resolve it. I mean, without wide open speeds, I think that we're going to see Mercedes
Hope so.
right back where they were 2 or 3 weeks ago, especially in Monaco. Look at Monaco with Kimi Antonelli. If they load the same map electronically that they had for Kimi in everybody's car, that proved that they're good enough to lead and win by 10 seconds. So,
speaking of Jordan, did you hear Mercedes basically came out today and more or less threw George under the bus again?
Yeah, and I don't mind it because what he did, that was on him, in my opinion. That was on him,
maybe.
In my opinion. He lost position on a straight and tried to dive bomb on the outside of Lewis. Lewis had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
But I think with this track, is Kimi going to get as much clean air with this track and less straightaways?
I don't know if clean air is going to matter as much when you're talking first and second place. It's going to matter when it comes to overtaking. But as far as getting out in front and where clean air matters at certain tracks, you get out in front and you can eke out a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 second gap. I don't think Hungary is the type of place that it's in these specs, I should say. But we'll see.
You know what I am excited for?
What's that?
Nobody talks about them because they're irrelevant. Aston Martin is bringing not 1, not 2, more than 2 upgrades.
Enough specs that they had to get it crash test safety certified by the FIA.
Right. So I think everybody's been waiting what Mr. Newey has been working on.
I mean,
and I'm excited to see it.
Fernando Alonso's comeback starts now.
That's everybody's guy. That's the people's champ.
People's
F1 world
champion. The rookie. The rookie.
He's a rookie. 41.
Right.
43.
44.
44.
We might see Lance Stroll ruin his reputation of not retiring before the end of the race.
Wow,
I don't know.
What
I don't
a
know.
cold take, man.
I have faith. I have faith in Lance Stroll, and I do think that he's gonna prove me right. and he's still going to retire before the end of the race.
I don't care about Lance. I want to talk about Fernando's the only one that matters to me on that team. But they're coming with an entirely different design, floor to roof. Yep. Basically, they revised the floor, new engine cover for more.
Like 30 inches?
Huh?
So it's not 30 inches?
It's not lifted. It's a booster seat.
Right.
New floor, new engine cover for more airflow, new, I gotta say it, new tire squirt slots.
Ooh, bringing it back.
Everything's new.
Really, they are. So I'm excited to see what the rookie can do in this upgrade. This is the only upgrade they brought all year.
They've brought a couple, 2 or 3.
Have they?
But
I haven't heard of them.
They've been irrelevant. They haven't tried really. At the end of the day, they've been saving putting all their eggs in this basket. So, but here's another thing too with Fernando Alonso. You know, over the summer break, he kind of made it a point to say that, you know, this is when his decision is made. Yeah. So if they come out and they are only beating the Cadillacs, look for Fernando Alonso to be driving a different colored car next year.
Absolutely. I think it's unquestionable that if they can't get there together, Fernando's not driving the Green
I think
Lantern
this is
anymore.
the biggest test is on Adrian Newey. He was brought here to do this, all this investment. He's got over 200 and some odd Grand Prix wins with a car he's designed. So,
and I think their aim is to get as close as possible to that minimum weight. We'll see. What happens, but yeah.
Speaking of guys changing teams, what do you think about the rumors that come out this week about Ferrari making a pull to get Kimi Antonelli? Which I don't understand because they just signed Lewis and Shaw. So, like, what is
Toto Wolff is not letting Kimi go.
No,
he's not.
Him and Fred and Fred will duke it out before.
There will be an arm wrestling event before Kimi goes.
Cage match.
Here's the thing to debate, though, is that obviously Kimi Antonelli is the Italian driver. Ferrari is the Italian company, right? The Italian people are known to have a loyal culture. But with this being said, right, where does loyalty lie with Kimi Antonelli? Does it lie within Italy as the country, Ferrari as the Italian team, or does it lie within Mercedes? So is it where you're from or who believed in you first?
That's it too. I mean, Toto even came out and said in his interview.
Beautiful. Yeah, that was nice.
Toto even came out and said, and when he was asked about it, look, if Ferrari wanted Kimi, they should have invested in him 11 years ago when he joined Mercedes. And I think that's really what it boils down to. Now, if Mercedes and Kimi have been together for 6 or 7 years, if Kimi is in George Russell's position right now,
he's gone.
When he leaves to go to Ferrari, you understand it. But at this point in his career, you almost would, from an outsider looking in, not Italian or a Mercedes fan, you know, you would say, well, that was kind of, you know, they just boosted him to here. But again, at this point in his career, it's a lateral move. Why move? You know, same thing we talked about with Max going to McLaren. Like if Max goes to Mercedes or Max to even Ferrari at this point, you understand it. But Max to McLaren, why? You know, it's a lateral move. Same as, you know, Mercedes to Ferrari. Both of them are contenders, right? So like I understand that where it's still a winning car. But at the same time, why? You know, Mercedes is going to give you the farm. They're going to do what they can to keep you. They have the best car on the grid. Yeah, I would a lot rather have a car that's winning every race, dealing with the reliability issues, than a car that maybe wins a Grand Prix here and there and dealing with, you know, can we be more competitive?
Yeah.
Speaking of the best car, the FIA officially announced new regulations on paper. Finally, praise the Lord, for the engine next year.
60-40.
Yeah, so we're going to be getting 67 additional combustion horsepower, which is going to put us closer to 60-40, a lot closer to what we had in 2025. So, you know, Lord willing, we're going to get some better competition next year. Maybe maybe even get some new competition next year. Maybe
Hopefully.
It'll completely flip everything on its
Cadillac
head.
comes out with their own stuff.
Well,
That's right.
I'll be the negative guy here and say that it's still a Band-Aid. You know, get rid of the batteries completely. But you are right.
Step in the right direction.
Step in the right direction, for sure.
and then in the following year, they're changing it again. So,
Right. It's going to take some time, and I understand that. But like you said, Cameron, Red Bull, they have the best engine on the grid according to Duo. So this difference in percentage is really going to help them. And Max Verstappen came out this week and said that he's going to be on the grid next year.
That's right.
So is it for Red Bull?
Where is
Is
he
it for
gonna
somebody else? this only helps Red Bull's case to get him to stick around because they have the most powerful engine on the grid. So
huge news out of the Red Bull team this week: the $3 billion, the $3 billion rejection for the buyout of their junior team, the Racing Bulls.
$1 billion.
What do we think
That's
about that?
insane that's the number for that team.
for the Racing Bulls team, I mean, is it? You were looking at Alpine. Christian Horner was at $1.5 billion for
A percentage.
of
Was it Alpine?
Alpine.
Yeah, it's just
Gucci
insane
Alpine.
how much.
Gucci Alpine.
Gucci. We'll call him Gucci.
Gucci. Yeah, Gucci for sure.
Alpine Gucci.
Oh, Gucci, the Gucci boys.
Yeah.
New mixtape coming soon.
I think what it does here for Red Bull is it shows that team, their junior team, is not just a cash asset, right? It is their funneling where they can get the likes of Max Verstappen, Isaac Hadjar, Liam Lawson through there to show what they can do on an F1 circuit before actually putting them
Right.
in
Half
the Red
commitment
Bull
rather
seats,
than
right?
full commitment.
And so, I mean, and if you think about it, this is $3 billion is huge amount of money to anybody that I know. But if you think about it, they only bought that team. They only bought that team for like $35 million back in 2005. So even a huge profit margin, but they're still willing to say, no, we want this pipeline for our major Red Bull
program.
team.
That's
Right.
a development program.
It's
and they can
huge
get away
rejection.
with it.
So you're saying that these would be 2 for $5 and not 3 for $5 if they would just sell VCAR, right?
Absolutely.
It is a statement, as what Justin was saying, that they are proving that it's not just something they did and they developed and they're ready to unload it. Like, they still have ulterior motives, so to speak, for what that VCAR program is. And that being said, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Liam Lawson and Arvid Lindblad, where does that land them? Because if it's not just a second team, do they still have plans in the future for Liam and Arvid?
I mean, that would depend on what's happening at Red Bull, correct?
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, one person makes a move, then the whole organization kind of shifts.
Max leaves, Liam gets promoted. Max leaves, do they sign George Russell? Max leaves. Like, if that were to happen, what's the point of VCARB?
Well, I think, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, buddy.
I think where you get people like Zach Brown and what's the guy, what is the president of,
Mohammed bin
Ben
Sulayem.
Sayyam Malema.
what's his name?
Mohammed bin Sulayem.
Zach Brown and Mohammed bin Sulayem, they've been against owners of two teams. So you may see a bigger push on somebody actually, or forcing Red Bull to actually sell it, giving those guys a little bit more comfort in the fact that they're not going to be pushed out of those seats.
And not yet. I think that once as these regulations progress and they're talking about making that generic power unit more affordable, Mohammed bin Sulayem's push is to make the sport more affordable. And I think once that's agenda one. Once he gets that accomplished, he will then push to get VCARB, as not a builder team, a feeder team for Red Bull. But right now, you can't just say, hey, you really should sell it, because who can afford it?
Right. Well, and just for perspective, using an American example, the NFL teams are valued somewhere between $2 and $10 billion. So VCARB, being a feeder team, being a smaller team,
Best of the rest and their best day.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
and they're worth more, because at least $3 billion, more than $3 billion. They rejected $3 billion.
Right.
So I mean, hypothetically speaking, they could be worth $5 billion, $6 billion, and you're talking about a feeder team.
Yes, a team that is never going to have hopes of winning a World Drivers' Championship.
a team
or
that
Constructors' Champion.
A team that, hypothetically speaking, Liam could be poached from next year. I mean,
If you finish 4th in the Constructors at VCARB, you will be revered as the greatest VCARB team that have ever ran a season, right? And you're talking about somebody worth more than the Carolina Panthers, right? So and that's what you're getting at. Like, this sport is so different in the money that's involved. It's not easy for, like we're talking right now, a Williams. Okay, that is the only, am I mistaken? It's the only independent team on the grid right now that's not backed by a manufacturer. So, and Haas, but Haas has Toyota behind him right now. So that being said, you're looking at a team that me or you, You can win the lottery 3 times and you're not going to afford a Formula One team. That's just, it is what it is. And Mohammed bin Sulayem wants to not make that practical, but make it practical for anybody that has the money and the interest in investing to at least make it an option. Because right now, you can't tell VCARB they have to sell because there's 7 people in the world that can afford it. And they don't care about Formula One.
Elon Musk does not care about
Right, he wants to go to the moon.
I would just take Lawrence Stroll's route and just buy the company.
Right.
Yeah. On the subject of VCARB, is our boy Liam getting his upgrade package this weekend?
I'd hope so.
I hope so.
Where did he qualify last week?
That should
I'm
not
kidding.
matter.
I'm kidding.
You suck again.
No, he should be. He should be getting his upgrade, so we'll see what he has compared to Arvid. Arvid did great last week. Liam didn't do bad, but I mean, again, 11th place outside the points. You can't write home to mom about it. Right. But at the same time, it was a good performance. The midfield, we've spoke about it already. No sense in beating a dead horse, but what great racing we had there. But I'm excited to see what the Racing Bulls can bring this week with their upgraded package. Obviously, they're going to finish behind the Aston Martins, but
Dude.
but hopefully they seem well.
You were really sunshine pumping this Aston Martin upgrade.
I'm telling you, look,
dude, man is getting a car, bro.
Look, I'm excited for this week because in 3 weeks when we're like pole, Fernando, win, Fernando, second, Lance, like it's going to get old quick.
Second, Lance?
No, Fernando
I'm on board with
Alonso. Sunday afternoons, he's getting drunk because he's drinking champagne on the podium every week from here on.
I'm on board with that. I won't be mad at that whatsoever.
No, but let's be super serious. That's never going to happen. But this is the last race before the summer break, and this is the basically midpoint of the season. We talked, George, Lewis making a comeback. Kimi was faltering, etc. A month ago, Kimi had a 70-point lead. He's sitting right now at almost basically 50. What do y'all think happens this week leading into Hungary? Because after this week, Sunday afternoon, we got a month off, and it's a total different story. Where we sit right now with Kimi's lead, he could, best case for him, win the race, and Lewis and George run into each other again, both of them DNF. He's sitting at a 69-point lead, okay? Or Kimi DNFs, George wins, Lewis finishes second, and he's sitting at a 19-point lead. Yeah. This is a big week for Mercedes, for Kimi, and George, Lewis, even Shaw.
Yeah.
If this is going to be a championship race 4 ways, even 3 ways, Hungary is a big deal, and this is a pinnacle moment of the season.
So who were we picking?
I'm gonna start off with my pole position. My pole pick this week is Lando.
Lando
I'm
on
saying Lando,
pole.
bro.
Whoa.
I think the Hey Macarena is coming to life, and we finally get to see it. Justin?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, there's a lot of turns in here, so that means there's going to be a lot of need for downforce. They're bringing their Macarena wing, McLaren is, and I know we said that we were expecting to see it last week, and we didn't. So we're going to see it this week, and this is where we'll see whether or not it's a disappointment or not. But I'm going to be honest with you, the way they've performed this year, I think it's going to do them a lot of good. So if there's a race to debut it at, it's going to be this place where it's absolutely needed.
Well, and to make matters worse for Oscar, he's missing out on free practice 1.
Yes.
He is.
Because they're going to have a rookie in the seat. I'm kind of interested to see how it affects him just learning that wing.
Well, I personally don't care about McLaren or the Macarena wing, and I'm going to say Kimi Antonelli takes pole again.
Surprise!
So there hasn't been a race this year.
I understand, but that was rude.
There hasn't been a race this year that Mercedes hasn't taken pole. And I'm going to say that we're going to stick to the course, and Kimi's going to take pole again, and we're right back in the swing of things. Grande Kimi, and it's going to be Kimi Antonelli's weekend yet again.
I'm going to say that the Hungarian expert, Lewis Hamilton, is going to take the pole.
Oh man, you guys are just killing me here. Yeah, no, look, and I was going to say I think that Hamilton would roll with the momentum that he had. You know what? I'll go with Max. Max is. I'll go with Max on
Great
pole.
pick.
This is going to be a place where qualification is key. I wouldn't be my first pick, but I'll go with Max for the sake of competition here.
All right.
And you say sake of competition. I will say that I love the fact that I thought you were going to take George, but I will say that all 4 of us just picked 4 different manufacturers.
Love that.
And we've been complaining about the competition all year and the duo and the motors and the electrical backup, but is this really what we wanted?
Well,
like we
here's
have
the thing,
4
though,
teams
is
that are in competition for the pole.
Here's the thing, though, is that you could pick George, but I think whenever we're looking at what happened with him last week, and then teams coming out and saying, hey, the reason your car's operating like it is it's driver error. You're not braking the way that you should. You're not coming into these corners the way you should. You're not coming out of these corners the way that you should. And so given that this track is a large part of going into and coming out of, that's why I didn't choose him.
Well, I also agree that I don't think George is going to have a great weekend just due to the fact that there's so much finger pointing at Mercedes right now.
Too much smoke.
You know, he needs a month off.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you got to pick last, so you're picking first this time.
Yeah, so are we going with P1 picks?
P1. You get it.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Kimi. I think Kimi rolls on. He seems to be the qualification king here. He's great at street courses. If we're going to talk about Monaco without the walls, he's great at cornering. He has proven that he is a harvesting master in comparison to some of them, or most of them, and he's going to do it.
Yeah, I agree. Who do you pick, Cam?
I also had Lewis on pole. I have Lewis in P1. I expect him to get his 9th Hungarian Grand Prix.
That's totally a fair choice. Y'all both just, stepped on my feet with those 2 picks.
Not mine.
Okay.
Surprise.
I know who he's picking, so I'm going to pick it instead.
Ooh.
Lando Norris.
There we go.
Hey, you're new again, so I'll give you that.
For a minute.
I'll give you that, yeah.
I was going to be actually mad.
No, so I picked Lando Norris just because of the fact that 2024 was a McLaren 1-2, 2025 was a McLaren 1-2. They're good here. They've been showing pace. Lando last week drove from, a mile and a half behind the stadium, and he showed up and finished 6th. So I think that this week, Lando, if anybody's going to win it, it's going to be Kimi. I mean, obviously you took my pick, but Lando Norris is my pick for sake of competition. I think it's going to be Kimi, but if I have to pick somebody that's not Kimi or Lewis, it's going to be Lando.
Well, you're wrong. You're all wrong. It's going to be Max. Max is the corner king. This is a race where turns are going to really determine the outcome. Not a lot of straightaway, not a lot of overtake zone, so he can't lose in that area again. So I think Max is going to take that win, that dub.
P2, I have Kimi, the kid Antonelli. I think he's going to have another outstanding outcome. I just think Lewis is going to ink it out. But yeah, I expect Kimi to continue his trudge to the championship. He's going to get up on some more points, and he's going to go into the summer break feeling really good about himself.
I think at P2, it's going to be Lewis Hamilton. I think Kimi wins the race. I think Lewis Hamilton is right there like he has been all year. Close, but not close enough.
Interesting. I hate my picks, but I see it happening. Lando again in P2. I think his upgrade with a new Macarena is going to get him there.
Yeah, so for P2, I'm going to go with Max.
All right. Well,
Fair and simple, man. Just fair and simple.
Yeah, Max P2, we get it, right? He's going to be there.
He's going to
somewhere on the podium.
he's going to be on the podium.
P3, I'm going to go with. This is tough because I want to give George Russell some love, but I can't. I'm going to go with Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is back.
Dang it!
Shaw is here, and is he washed? No, not quite yet.
Just cuts everyone off. I love you, Shaw.
Banana.
So, do y'all remember last year in Hungary, Charles Leclerc's race? He led a good bit of the race. They put the different tires. He wanted to do a one-stop, and then he ended up coming back, and they did a two-stop. He was so upset about it, and he almost killed George Russell. He almost killed George Russell. He cut him off, and George was like, "That's a penalty." He moved under braking the next straightaway because George was coming around. I think George ended up finishing 20 seconds ahead of him. Like George, he was gonna pass Shaw. Shaw moved under braking again, and I mean it was aggressive. Like Shaw was pissed, and you could tell. And it was I would say fun to watch, but it was also like, bro, come on, man. And I think that this year in Hungary, Shaw's going to get that podium that he should have had last year. He had third place. He should have had the win. And then he ended up in third. George passed him. But he's going to get back on the podium this year. And it's Shaw's to steal. And you're not going to rip it out of his grasp like he did last year, Uncle George. What about you, G?
P3, I'm going to go Kimmy. I mean, if he's not first, he's third. So
if he's not first, he's last. Like, that's how he works this year, man.
I got Kimmy at P3.
Look, I originally had Lando, but I think just for the sake of this competition and what I really believe in my heart, listening to all these picks, I'm going to go with Lewis. While I'm on the topic of Lewis, fact check me here. The man only needs to lead about 15 laps to be the first driver in F1 history to have led 500 laps at this race.
Wow. That's insane.
I mean, it makes
Lewis
sense.
is a champ. Lewis is a champ.
He's a driver, dude.
When you've been racing since 1985, I get it.
Not
But yeah,
Fernando.
but props to keep a seat that long. You know, all jokes aside, the fact that he's still on the grid and still on the grid,
Still talking about winning.
and still winning, races. You know, he's not racing for Aston Martin like our other buddy Fernando is. You know, he's a multiple-time champion that is still winning races. And you know, props to Lewis. Hopefully he can do it. I would love to see it.
Yep. P3, I have the late breaker. I have the 4-time champion. I have the Max Verstappen.
I love that song.
That's his pick, not yours.
You got P3.
Well, I'll start with P3.
Oh, well, I was last one.
Let's move into our random spot pick. Madison, our producer, generated this week. She said P5. Sorry, guys.
My pick.
Went to jump in ahead of you guys.
My boy Liam.
Liam Lawson,
Yay!
P5.
P5. He's getting him an upgrade. He's getting him an upgrade, dog. He's
Okay.
going to use that.
Jordan thinks the new V-Carb car comes with rocket ships on the back.
I love it. Hey, they've been inside the top 10, 3 times now?
How many times have you been in the top 5? No, you know what? I love it. I love that pick.
Thank you.
I love that pick.
Thank you.
Cool.
Cold take.
This is a competition, by the way.
Look, I'm going to go. I initially had Piastri, but again, that was me putting Lando in third. I'm going to go Lando at P5. I think you're going to see some other movement around. I got Lando at P5 now.
Yeah, I mean, now that we have legitimate competition among the 4 constructors, I think you could safely just pick anyone out of the hat and probably have a pretty decent shot at P5. I'm going to say Oscar P5, and I would have said he would have probably made the podium had he gotten that little extra bit of practice with that Macarena wing. So I'm going to have him at P5. You know, hope for the best for his sake.
Are they going to let the rookie use it?
Yes.
Wow. That's bold.
Well, speaking of the rookie at P5, I'm going to take Fernando Alonso. He's got a brand new car. He's driving a rocket ship. He finished P5 last year in Hungary. It's Fernando Alonso's to lose at this point. So I'm going to take.
Pick.
I'm gonna take.
I love it.
Y'all didn't lead me much, by the way. So I'm just gonna take.
Man made that pick.
Everybody else.
You made that pick right after you said, you know this is a competition, right?
No, I'm confident in this pick. Fernando Alonso. The only way that my pick is wrong is if he finishes higher than 5th.
Okay.
Because Fernando Alonso is here. He has pace. I get it. It's his first time at Hungary, but he's also probably the best guy on the grid for this track. And I think that Fernando Alonso takes 5th place.
And I love that description.
And does a burnout. I guess we'll move on to our mild takes. You know, that was pretty mild for me. So I guess we'll move on to whoever else y'all got at cold takes. You know, my cold take, I guess, since I ended there, I'll give you just my back-to-backs. Max in the top 5. I think that's pretty reasonable.
That's a smart one.
I don't think that he's going to finish 6th or worse unless he DNFs. So Max top 5, that's my regulated cold take for the week. Gee, what about you?
I like that. My mild take, I'm going to say Carlos finishes P14 or above.
Okay.
Okay.
Doable. It's doable.
It's doable. I wouldn't say it's expected.
I think I would put.
He is the smooth operator. Don't
Dude, what is the Williams car this year? What is the name of it? M1 Abrams? Is that what it is?
I have no idea.
Don't you blaspheme Carlos Sainz like that.
It's not Carlos Sainz. It's what he's driving.
P14 or above.
What about you, Justin?
I think I'm going to go with both V-carbs in the top 8. When you look at the way that they've been finishing the entire year, they've been one after another. I think with both of the packaging, as well as what you saw last week from Lindblad. I know Lawson kind of had a tough break a little bit last week, but I think you'll see them both in top 8 this week.
Go sugar-free. All right, my mild Taco Bell hot sauce take is Ferrari finishes top 5. Both
Ferraris.
That's fair. That's fair. Hot takes. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. The good stuff. I'm not starting. Who wants to
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Fernando makes Q2.
No, okay. It's nowhere near as hot as Fernando top.
I mean,
P5, but okay. I'll give it to you. I stole your thunder. I stole your thunder.
I will say that.
All right, fine. Fernando and Lance make Q2.
Oh,
okay. That's,
Aston Martin Q2.
Yeah, dog.
All right.
we need to fan that flame a little bit. Wow,
Yeah.
And when it happens, it happens.
Yeah. He doesn't have much faith in much faith in the assholes this week, right?
No.
gosh.
What about you?
New tire
Jess?
sports slot.
Yeah, while we're on the topic of Aston Martin, I'm going to go with having Alonso finishing the points. So
He already has
Everybody loves Fernando.
He
See?
already has
Everybody is so excited for Fernando this week.
Look, I think he's going to go out there, hopefully, and look, and this is a huge point of contention with whether or not Aston Martin is ever going to really get where they're looking to go, right? Especially
Or retain Fernando.
Exactly.
They scored a
And
point
so-
this year.
Stole my idea.
And here's the thing: if Alonso can get a good car this week, he's going to drive the hell out of it. You're going to see him in the top 10.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah,
Where
brother.
he's already been once this year.
Exactly.
I mean, I would
Doesn't he?
hope. I mean, he never was in the top 10 this year. He was giving it because Checo got penalized.
You finish where you finished, bud.
He finished in 11th.
He has a point.
He finished in 11th, bud.
If I
They
give him a
took it
point.
from him because Checo hates Liam Lawson. Like that's just the honest truth. He ran him off the road any chance he gets, and that's what happened. But yeah, I do get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that Fernando in the points, obviously 5th is well into the points, and if he doesn't win the race, he's gonna finish somewhere in the points. I agree.
My hot take for the week is that we have a 4 or more car pileup lap 1.
4 or more in lap 1. It's happened here before, so I see it, but I don't think it'll happen this week. Is it supposed to rain? I haven't looked.
Nope, it's supposed to be hot and dry.
Okay. Well, my hot take is nowhere near as hot as y'all's, but I do think it's not expected. He's only done it once this entire year. Audi's only scored points twice this entire year, but I'm going to go out and say Gabby Bortoleto in the top 8. I think that
Historically really good at this track.
he is historically good at this track. He won an F2 race here from dead last. Last year finished 6th, right behind Fernando Alonso. So I think that he's got potential this week. I think it's one of his strongest circuits, and I think we see that Gabby is going to have a good performance this week.
Yeah. Coming off a good weekend last weekend, too. Scoring in, what, P8?
He's got momentum.
You got momentum.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, after all these picks, we're going to have a lot to discuss and debate at the end of the race for our review on Sunday.
I'm looking forward to Sunday, and I think that, again, y'all are going to see that Fernando Alonso is going to be a top 5. All my picks last week were pretty spot on. This week, probably going to be the same, guys.
Okay.
So I can't wait until Sunday to
Love
show.
the confidence. You sound like Aston Martin.
Anyway, that's it for us today. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and until Sunday, we will see y'all next time. And until then, we're going to sit around and keep on yapping.